Which of the following is an example of a good? A dentist, pencil, a teacher, or a farmer? Which of the following is an example of a good? Number 2, which of the following is an example of a service? Dentist, pencil, apple, book. Which of the following is an example of a service? Number 3, on Saturday you bought an ice cream cone. Is the ice cream a good or a service? Is an ice cream cone a good or a service? Number 4, I went out to eat with my family. We were starving. We had to wait a long time before eating our food because there were not enough waiters working at the restaurant. What was scarce? The food was scarce. The restaurant was scarce. The waiters were scarce. Napkins were scarce. Number 5, my grandmother gave me $10 for my birthday. I want to use this money to buy a ticket to the movies, but I also want to buy a new toy. I decide to use the money to buy a new toy. What is my opportunity cost? Your opportunity cost is the new toy. Your opportunity cost is the movie ticket. (6A). The new school year is about to begin and many students are in need of markers. School starts in 1 week and many of the supplies have sold out. Which correctly describes the supply and demand of the markers? The supply of markers is high and the demand is low, or the supply of markers is low and the demand is high. 6B, how will that affect the price of the markers? The price of markers will increase. The price of markers will decrease. Number 7, on Saturday, my family went to the zoo. We could only stay for 20 more minutes, and I wanted to see the elephants and the penguins. We didn't have time to see both. I had to make a choice. I chose to visit the penguin exhibit. What is this an example of? Service, opportunity cost, need, producer. 8A. It is April and many people are starting to shop for spring clothing. A store has many winter coats left over from November and December. Which correctly describes the supply and demand of the winter coats? The supply of winter coats is high and the demand is low. The supply of winter coats is low and the demand is high. 8B, how will this affect the price of winter coats? The price of the winter coats will increase. The price of the winter coats will decrease. Number 9, what goods might a chef need to do their job? Pencils, paper, and a calculator. Pots, pans, and a stove. Balls, goals, and a whistle. Number 10, what is a service? Something people do for other people. Something that has been made or grown. Something you want to have but do not need. What is a service? Kelly buys cookies at her school's bake sale. The cookies are a good, service, need, opportunity cost. Kelly buys cookies at her school's bake sale. The cookies are a good, service, need, opportunity cost. Number 12, which are examples of needs? Select all that apply. That means you have to select more than one. Water, jewelry, vegetables, house, toys, tablet. Select all that apply. Which are examples of needs? Select all that apply. Number 13, Cody is looking forward to buying a new soccer ball this summer. Is the soccer ball a want or a need? Want, need. Number 14, David has just enough money to buy either a soda or a candy bar from the snack machine. What is scarce? Time, candy bars, money, sodas. Nathan wants to play soccer and football, but both practices are at the same time. What is the scarcity? Time, football, money, soccer. You have to choose between eating lunch in the cafeteria with your class or eating lunch outside with your class. How will you make this decision? Think about the good and bad points for each choice. Name a good point for eating in the cafeteria with your class. So click here and you're going to type one good point for eating in the cafeteria with your class. One thing that would be good about eating in the cafeteria with your class. And then for number 17, name a bad point for eating in the cafeteria with your class. What's one bad part of eating in the cafeteria with your class? And then number 18 and 19, you're going to think of the other side. Name a good point for eating outside with your class. So what's one good thing about eating outside with your class? And then name a bad point for eating outside with your class. What's one bad part about eating outside with your class? So for both choices, you're going to tell me one good and one bad. One good point about eating in the cafeteria, one bad point about eating in the cafeteria. And then one good point for eating outside and one bad point for eating outside. And then what is your final decision? So on this one, type what is your final decision? So which did you choose? Are you going to eat outside with your class, or are you going to eat in the cafeteria with your class? Your teacher is looking for everyone's choice, and maybe we'll do a majority vote. Whichever choice has the most votes, that's what we would do. So which is your choice? Would you choose to eat outside, or would you choose to eat in the cafeteria? And then number 20, explain why you made that decision. It is not okay to type "I don't know" here. You're using your good and bad points to explain how you made that decision. Write a couple of sentences about how you made that decision. Think about the decision trees from class. You weigh the good parts and the bad parts of one choice, and then you think about the good parts and the bad points of the other choice, and you're deciding which ones are more important to you. And you're going to explain that here in writing. How did you use the good and bad points to make your final decision? What made you pick that decision, that choice? And explain that here, and then click submit. When you get your grade right away, or when you click submit, you won't get your grade right away because I have to go in and add points for all of these typed answers. So I will go in and add those points, and then I will email it to you as soon as possible. Good luck.